Am I the asshole for telling my sister I am not going to invite her parents to my graduation just to have her there? Odd. I mean, if it's your sister, don't you have the same parents? I guess we'll find out. It's early to have this fight, but it's one we have been having because I no longer live with her. Background. My sister and I were under 5 when our parents divorced. I was 4 at the time and she was 1. 2 years later, our mom was in a horrific car accident that changed our lives forever. My father was already married again at that time, and they made the decision, him with his wife, to have her take over and raise us as their own children together. Even though my mom did nothing wrong and was technically still alive, just critically ill. My mom was left permanently disabled by her injuries, and she was in the hospital for almost a year and spent a further 3-ish years in rehabilitation, learning how to function again. During all of this, my sister and I were not allowed to see or speak to our mom, and in this time, my sister decided that my father's wife was her real mother and that my mom was just Dad's ex-wife, which was encouraged by him and his wife. Well, now the title makes sense, and this is 8 shades of messed up. Mom was able to get to a place where she could ask the court for time with us. It started out supervised because of her disability and the time it had been since we had seen her, but the damage was done with my sister and her. My sister did not want to spend time with her, did not want to call her mom. She would yell at me for hugging mom or calling her mom and would say that I was hurting our mom. It crushed my mom. It crushed her in a way I still remember at that young age. It also made me very angry at my father and his wife. The custody situation was fought back against by my father and his wife, who said mom's place in our lives interrupted our stability and family dynamic. We had to speak to many therapists and a guardian ad litem of the courts. I was spoken to by a social worker and the judge on the case. In the end, it was decided that it was in my best interest to see my mom and have a relationship with her, but that it was in my sister's best interest not to, and to have things go back to the way they were. No contact with mom for her. Mom was heartbroken, and my father was furious that mom would get access to me. Why? Today I am 18. It's my senior year of high school, and I now live with my mom and have cut off my father and his wife. I still talk to my sister, but our relationship is very strained. We no longer feel like sisters. We almost feel like step-siblings because we do not claim the same parents anymore. That includes my father. She has talked about graduation and how she wants to be there, but she doesn't want to go with mom. She wants her parents there. I do not want them there. I do not want them in my life at all. She said she can't come otherwise. I told her I would not invite her parents just to have her there. I could hear her cry after I said it, and she was mad at me for picking mom over my real family. I feel bad. Despite how messed up this all is, I still love my sister, even though I'm not sure we can ever be close again. I don't want to hurt her. Am I the asshole? Whoa. I wish we could know why father and his wife don't want them to see mom. I wish we knew what that reasoning was, because it feels like a huge hole in this story that's just filled with question marks. It feels like it would explain a lot of this stuff, but as is always the case, we get what we get here. We don't get any further context. We don't get to interview the OP and ask additional questions. We have the words that are on this page in this original post. So that's what we have to go on. Let's go with it. With this situation as is, I say that OP is definitely not the asshole at all. She obviously had very strong feelings about wanting to keep her dad and his wife out of her life, and if the sister can't respect that, then she can't come to graduation. That's all there is to it. And if she really wanted to go, she would find a way to go. I understand that sister has strong feelings about biomom, so let's respect that here too. She doesn't have to go with biomom. Surely she can find another way there. How old is she? She is 3 years younger than OP, so she is 15. I understand there are complications with that, but if her dad and mom won't let her go, unless they go, then she doesn't get to go. That's all there is to it. If she wants to go bad enough and can find a way to get permission from her dad and his wife, I'm just referring to them as OP did here, then she could go with a friend who is going or find some other way there that doesn't involve having to go with or sit right next to bio mom. There is a path there. OP doesn't have to choose to invite trauma in just to have her sister there. It is not a package deal. It doesn't have to be. It shouldn't be. So OP, not the asshole. Stand your ground. Keep toxic people out of your life. And I call them toxic without knowing their reasoning for doing what they did, but you have decided that they're toxic, so they're toxic. Congratulations on your graduation, by the way. The real world out here ain't much more fun.